Hey, honey.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, everybody. This is Retro Reviews, and my name is Fen, and this is a review show where we go through my copious amounts of gaming books and other related products one at a time. And to keep me from rambling, we have Laura.
Hey, everybody. So I'm going to ask a list of questions to keep us on track.
All right.
So first question, what are we reviewing tonight?
Tonight we are doing Dungeon Magazine number 86.
So what is a dungeon magazine?
So a Dungeon Magazine is one of two different magazines that are published to be used with Dungeons and Dragons. Dragon was more player-based and rules-based. Dungeon was all about the adventures.
Okay, cool. So where did you get this magazine?
I believe this one is another B. Dalton bookseller.
B. Dalton and Presque Maine.
Oh yeah, bought this one from my good friend Ken Oliver.
Do you want to give us a quick synopsis of the adventures inside?
So the first adventure is actually called The Anvil of Time, and was actually written by Tracy Hickman, who was the author, one of the two authors of the Dragonlance series of novels, as well as the Dragonlance campaign setting. And of course, it's the Dragonlance writer. It's set in the Dragonlance setting. Remember I showed you the movie Dragons of Autumn Twilight? Mm-hmm. It's the cartoon one.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
With the adventurers, and they're all getting together to go, and they fight the dragon, rescue the kids from the... Yeah, okay. That's the first book in the Dragonlance series.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what'd you like about the adventure?
I like that it's an adventure where people are trapped in the dungeon. So it's one of those, the dungeon seals up afterwards. But instead of trying to figure out the clues to be able to get out of the dungeon, you're using a magical device in it to travel through time. So the time travel elements, I think, were done pretty good in this.
Yeah, cool. What's the next adventure?
Rana Moore. It's a jungle temple adventure for the players to capture a rain tiger.
A rain tiger?
Yes.
Is that like a tiger that like rains down from the sky, or?
No.
What's a rain tiger?
When I was rereading this one to get ready to review it, I knew that you were going to be very disappointed, because a rain tiger is just an emerald. It's not a tiger. It's not a cat at all.
It should not be called a tiger.
No, it should not be called a tiger. It should be called like a rain emerald. And I knew you were going to be disappointed about this, but still, this is gave me very much like Romancing the Stone, Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones vibes while reading it. Mm-hmm. It's like a low to mid-level adventure for 6th level characters. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no tiger.
It's very sad.
I know.
So what's next?
Next is called Storm Dancers. This is an adventure where the players need to deal with an angry, disgruntled air elemental to save the evergreen forest from certain destruction. Yeah, it's an adventure for a party of 3rd level characters. It's another one of the plug-and-play adventures where it's just like you're on your way somewhere, and you just throw this in. It doesn't have, like the adventure even says, it doesn't have to be the evergreen forest, as in like capital E, capital F. It's just an evergreen forest. Mm-hmm. So
it can't be like a cypress forest in the swamp.
No, it's carnivorous forest in the frozen north. Well, a place that has winters.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds cold.
It takes place during, like, there's no snow on the ground in the adventure, so.
It's still probably cool.
It's still probably cold.
Okay.
One of the things I didn't like about that one is it describes this wizard's tower where it's completely sealed up, and like because this is designed for third level characters. There's no third level character that's actually going to be able to get inside the wizard's tower, and I felt like that was like a bad move on their part, because I know that my current D&D group, if I tried running something like this, they would spend the entire session trying to get into the wizard's tower and not like move on to the next part of the adventure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wizard's tower. Who doesn't want to get in?
Exactly. Everybody's gonna be like, how do we get in there? It's like, the tower is completely smooth. There's no way in or out, but there's a cave behind it. Yeah, but I want to try to get into this. I don't want to go to the cave yet. It's like, just go to the cave. No, I want to go to the tower. Like it's
Yeah, that's frustrating.
It should definitely be changed to being just like some sort of like steel or and other metal construction of like some sort of like giant weather vane like pole. That's what it should be. It should not be a tower that will try to get your players to go into it. Change I would make if you use that adventure. Change I'm going to make when I use that adventure.
Good to know. So what's next?
Mysterious Ways, an adventure set. Okay, this one is weird. It's set on an alternate Earth in the Middle East, Israel, Palestine area, during the Crusades, where the party is allied with the Crusaders, or actually Crusading Knights, and they're trying to stop an evil local wizard from destroying a relic of the cross from the crucifixion and opening a portal to hell. Yeah, this adventure, I don't think has aged really well since the year 2000.
That's...
Yeah, it does pose an interesting idea of writing adventures set in an alternate history and having magic and stuff being part of that world, but just all the white guys being the heroes and all the Middle Eastern dudes being the bad guys.
Yeah, that's not really cool.
That's not really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Something else?
The last thing in here was actually adventure design tips. So this was an article listing of mandatory elements as well as optional story elements that you must have for designing an adventure, and ones that are like the optional, like you gotta have your meat, you gotta have like your protein and your veg, but here's your spices. Don't have to use all of them, but should try to sprinkle some in. And notes on formatting to actually get your adventures published. One of the tips they say is write in the present tense. It also talks about handling how if you need to make adjustments to the rules to make it work for your story. Advice on how to do playtesting. So you just don't write it and send it in. You've actually had some players play through it.
I think it's going to keep falling
It's going to keep falling down. And how to show your work. How to put the academic pieces in there that somebody's actually going to be able to look at and be like, oh yeah, no. They actually know how to run a dungeon, how to award experience points, and how much gold they should be giving out. Okay, yeah. So that I found to be really cool. The template, the spreadsheet they had at the end of it, showing like how to do your math for designing an adventure.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought was really cool.
Sounds good. So what are you going to keep from this magazine?
I definitely am going to keep the adventure design tips, and there's one part from the Middle Eastern adventure where it talks about how people don't interact with monsters in the setting. So if like you in a place where if people are dealing with monsters for the first time, they have to make like some checks to be like not be like lose it and start panicking because it's like, oh my god, it's a monster, run! So I think I like that idea. I think I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use that in some other adventures that are gonna be like some low magic stuff, and the the Storm Dancers adventure. I definitely plan on keeping that, but changing the tower into some sort of arcane weather instruments.
Okay. Can you put a tiger into the one that's not a tiger?
Possibly.
Like, it's in the jungle. Why can't there just be a tiger?
It could be a... Maybe I'll just have it like instead, if I actually do run an adventure, I'll have it be it's an emerald that's been carved into a tiger.
What if it's like a tiger made it? Like, it has something tiger.
It's like a Rakasta?
I don't know what that is.
I might be pronouncing it wrong. Ironically enough, it is a monster based off of Middle Eastern and Indian mythology. That is a humanoid tiger, but their hands are backwards, so the palm is actually on the outside.
Okay.
And they are powerful magic users. So if I ended up putting the jungle in kind of like a tropical...
Well, jungles are pretty tropical, so...
Oh yeah, so but if I did more of like instead of more of a South American flair like it had in the story, I do more of a Indian subcontinent.
Okay. Yeah, and there's a tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Or this tiger human creature.
Yeah.
And he made a...
Fancy magical emerald
Okay.
that summons rain. Then that story would actually fit your expectations.
More so, yes.
Alright.
But they interact with the tiger, right? Okay. Well, they have to.
Alright. Senate, if you are watching this, guess what? You found the D&D adventure ideas that will actually get her to play. So that leads me to my last question of the night. If you have a spouse that you tried to convince to play Dungeons and Dragons, what story elements do you need to put into your stories to convince your significant other to play D&D with you? Leave those in the comment section down below, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye everybody.
Peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.